Like and subscribe right now or this spider will crawl on your face when you are sleeping. Haven't we enjoyed it as a viewer of Kitchen Nightmares while Gordon Ramsay finding the rotten food in the walk-in, raw meat stored next to cooked meat? We have seen Gordon insist on digging his fingers in an unknown substance that has been caked on the shelves. And also seen Gordon screaming his disgust at the people of the restaurant. In fact, I have enjoyed his outburst of "shut it down! No more food is leaving the kitchen." And seeing him gagging at the grossness he has encountered in the kitchens? Well, today, here is a rundown of the Kitchen Nightmares' worst restaurants. Fiesta Sunrise. Fiesta Sunrise is known for being one of the grossest kitchens of all. Gordon finds it dirty as a kitchen as it was moldy because during his inspection he finds a pot of old rice and rotten food items. When he opens the door of the fridge, he gags over something that will make you gag over as well if you were there. Isn't it like that we can smell that nasty stink coming out of screens? Mexicans would be feeling more frustrated while knowing all of this about a Mexican restaurant. Gordon watches a server who is putting chips that had been out with a customer back into the drawer. In fact, it looks like the kitchen hadn't been washed and cleaned for decades. The most epic mistake Gordon notices is that they don't label their food items, and surely enough, that's why no one knows which item is where. Even I would ever want to be served week-old food items or enchiladas, especially not from the unsanitary and an appalling, disgusting kitchen just like the Fiesta Sunrise. In fact, Gordon also stops the visitors from eating anything and to leave the restaurant at the spot. Even Gordon finds the fish that is slimy, old, and smelling bad. The meat placed in their kitchen is also old and soaking in blood. Gordon also gags on the slimy green chicken, and he also finds trays of old pre-cooked foods in the walk-in. He also finds cockroaches all over the plates and counters, infesting the kitchen. Seascape. According to the owner of Seascaper, his restaurant is just like a Titanic, a luxury boat that is about to sink. During Gordon's examination, he takes Seascapes as a disaster, as in their kitchen, he sees some of the nastiest stuff in the history of Kitchen Nightmares. As the walls of the restaurants are filthy, it seems as if they are cracked in filthy sludge and grime. He also finds the place to look like a haunted place which hadn't been cleansed since the Titanic sank. In the fridge, he sees a bunch of mold, bugs, and rotten food items. To make a bad situation worse, the kitchen staff also spill things and act as if nothing happened. In fact, to top of all, Seascape serves moldy pesto to Gordon, and he also finds a sour pork that the chef claims to be his own. Dylan's. In this episode of Season 1, Episode 2, Gordon discovers fly papers that were covered in dead flies and a pot of sauce with a skill of mold. Not just that, even the Dylans served Gordon with some moldy burgers, green chicken, and old potatoes. After that, finding the rat droppings, Gordon finds thousands of cockroaches just after entering the basement. Gordon is disgusted to see some rotten vegetables and salad in the walk-in. He also found a half of a rotten tomato in a meal that has just been served to a customer. Spanish Pavilion. Mostly, restaurants like Spanish Pavilion, they order too much food, and that's what becomes their biggest disaster to handle. Gordon finds out that their biggest blunder is overestimating while ordering the food. So, therefore, a bundle of food items that aren't consumed in use become old and rotten easily in their fridge. Gordon also finds bags of food items with no labels, and all of them are freezer-burnt seafood items, and bags of chicken soaking in water. He finds dead lobsters in a container of sauce and some in a lobster tank, contaminating the live lobsters with bacteria. How disgusting it is! Honestly, I can't say more about this restaurant, as I can't decide which part is the worst one. The old slimy snails or the pigeon in the kitchen. Sushi Co. Only one experience and one dish can be enough to tell a lot about a restaurant's taste. Because taste is the only thing that makes the visitors come to try their food items again and again. Rest of the things come after that. In Sushi Co. restaurant, their dish, sushi pizza, is their specialty. To take risks without the help of some creativity is quite common in such restaurant businesses. But before taking such bold steps, You should be brilliant in skills to deliver a quality dish. That's what Sushiko forgets before entering sushi pizza in their menu. During Gordon's inspection, he finds hair in their food and he learns that while making a dish, they used reused utensils and their remnants leaves on their food. Their fridge is broken, and the mayonnaise after being opened is not being refrigerated. Their kitchen's fryer isn't working properly, therefore they serve dangerously uncooked dishes. Aha! Wait a minute. You are missing one more thing as in their fridge. Gordon finds dairy and meat products placed in the same case. He even sees boxes filled with ice to cool the produce. So if you ask me, it's not a Sushiko, it's actually a sushi no. The Secret Garden. When Gordon goes to the secret garden, it feels like a health hazard just after setting down his food in their kitchen. Well, when you can't identify what you're having, it's a really good sign of quality food. But in their kitchen, Gordon finds some ingredients that aren't edible, but just a modern art. He sees ovens are cracked and filth, and grease and their floors are that much mold that it seems like it will start spreading over the shelves and containers as well. Hold your rush, as Gordon also sees a walk-in filled with rotten food and there's something to top it all off. I mean to say, some maggots. Yes, that's quite gross. But Gordon finds some maggots in rotten produce and their fridge has gone moldy. It can definitely make you stop eating for a year. Even after Gordon's inspection, he vomits in the kitchen. Casa Roma. In Casa Roma restaurants, Gordon finds trays of old rotten food, sour meat, and old vegetables. No labeling of dates on the food items, even he sees the meat that is soaking in blood. Not only this, there's something rock hard as Parma ham is moldy. Gordon throws up in a bin after finding a 3-month-old rack of ribs. Their washrooms are also inspected by Gordon, and according to him, they are vile, bodily fluids everywhere. Down City. Gordon goes to Down City to inspect their kitchen. He confronts the owner of the place over the condition of their kitchen and cooler as both are filthy. But it seems that they aren't mentally prepared for criticism as they are supposed to. At Down City, not only is their kitchen cramped, but their whole place is a hell of a mess because all over the place there's trash. Even the floors look like they haven't been mopped for centuries. So, this place isn't a sort of setting you really like to be getting your favorite dish from. In their fridge, Gordon finds old, rotting food that includes old lamb bones too, and there is a raw chicken next to cooked pork, some stinking chicken carcasses, and some unknown items that possibly be a cheese which is growing into a mold and fungus. Well, to your knowledge, in all the 7 seasons on the show, it proved to be one of the epic showdowns. Mama Rita's. At Mama Rita's restaurant, Gordon finds packets and packets of frozen food that are pre-prepared and made 2 months to a year ago. In the freezer, there are some food items, moldy limes, and other fresh produce food items as well. Gordon didn't make any comments in the episode on their cleanliness of kitchen, walk-in storage, so it can be assumed that it was of a high standard. Yanni's Greek Restaurant. Gordon, during his inspections, we all know that he most of the times become quite rude with the people. But if you ask me, that's what his job is, to thoroughly inspect the kitchen because people's lives are at stake. So this last entry is about the Yannis, and while during the inspection of their kitchen, Gordon manages to find out the most disgusting things that never cease to astound. As we all know that professional chefs and restaurant owners always prioritize the health of their visitors, and they focus on the concept of food safety. But let me clear you that, alas, that's not true, because it isn't always the case in most places, such as Yanni's. Because during Gordon's examination, he finds Yanni's Greek Restaurant like a classic checklist of blunders. As he finds that in the cooler, they place fresh food just next to raw food, and there are also old and unlabeled containers as well. In fact, among all those food items, some are so old that they got rotten. But they said that they aren't using those items. I mean, how can you will make Gordon to believe on this? That's all, guys, for today. Thank you for watching the video. And if you guys found it interesting, I would much appreciate it if you comment down below about the video and leave the thumbs up. Last but not least, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for getting updates related to our latest videos.